Yeah, we are. I'm Batman!
He's Batman!
Where is the trigger? Where is it? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Visitor Section.
Yep.
I'm Batman.
He's Batman. I'm Mike Irwin.
He's not Mike Irwin. He's who he's gotta be. Because who he is gonna be.
It's an excellent point. It's an excellent point. No, you're right.
What are you talking about?
Welcome to the...
What happened? You're muted.
It's good. We're good.
I lost you.
Am I still talking?
Yes.
All right, we're good. So introduce us, sir. Batman.
This is ridiculous.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
That's what the people expect from us.
Okay. Welcome to the Visitors Section. I'm Batman, and that's Mike Irwin.
I'm Mike Irwin. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So I watched some football today. Did you watch some football today?
No, because I was too busy fighting crime.
It's funny. I was mostly just moving furniture around.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of the same thing, actually.
I'm fighting crime. You like my new gold? I'm in the new League Justice movie.
I'm Clay Matthews. I would do that every time someone flags me down at work. They're like, "Hey, Mike, I really need you to send that report over," and I'll say, "Oh, get right on it."
It's so hot. I can't imagine if this was plastic or leather.
I don't. The problem is that when you're dressed like that and I'm dressed like this,
okay,
I feel a little uncomfortable, and
Why?
I just want to take my clothes off.
Take clothes off.
You make me uncomfortable when you're all dressed up and I'm dressed up in a completely different way. Like I'm trying to get a job, and you're not. You're trying to hurt people.
I'm not getting a job because I got a job fighting crime.
All right.
Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod. That's a throwback to one of our random fans from Virginia. Okay, so this week in football, you were excited because...
I don't think I really was excited. I think the only thing I was excited about was that the Jets had a chance against the Patriots. And we held Mr. Tom Brady to a... I don't know if it was us or was his wide receivers, but it was definitely something in there.
Yeah, Dobson definitely had a hand in that, and it was pretty bad. It's one of those situations where the entire day before the game, people were just like, "It's gonna be a rough night tonight, Mike, isn't it? Gonna drink a little, gonna take a little Advil, gonna have a bad day." And I'm like, I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think it's that big a deal. And they're like, "Oh, I think it's gonna be pretty bad." And you know what? It wasn't that bad. The only thing that was bad about it. I didn't feel for Tom Brady because Tom Brady doesn't have feelings because he's not an actual person.
He's not.
But
he's an asshole standing on the sidelines.
But if you're Tom Brady, you had to be just a little upset that none of your wide receivers can catch the ball.
Every time I saw him throwing a fit, it's like, "Come on, guys, come on."
It's like two hands. It's just like, no, Tom, you don't have wide receivers. One of your tight ends went to jail, and your team kind of sucks. I mean, they still have 2 wins. They have 2 wins, but I don't want to say they should be proud of either of those.
How can they suck? They're 2-0. In a world where wins mean everything.
Yeah, I don't think that it matters that much.
I'm Batman.
You know who else has 2 wins?
I don't know.
The Dolphins. I don't know if they're any good. They're definitely better than...
It's pretty good. Their defense is pretty good.
I would say right now, I'd say the Dolphins are probably better than the Patriots.
They did not let the Colts and Andrew Luck their way into another win.
Mm-mm.
You know why?
I don't. I think it was probably because they wanted to win the game.
You know why?
Because you're
Because I'm
Batman.
Batman.
I didn't know. I didn't know that it was tonight was Batman night. I would have dressed up for Batman.
We gotta give the people at home something to look forward to.
I'm pretty sure they're looking forward to the end of the show. So the only game I really was able to watch more than 3 to 4 minutes of, besides the Jets game, which I watched the entire thing. So we're going to talk at least an hour about the Jets tonight. But did you see the Houston game? Did you see the way that game ended today?
Did you see both? Did you see the one last Monday night? And did you see the one? Because I stayed up till the butt crack of dawn to watch it, and then I watched this past Houston one, and somehow, some way, I thought that Greg Williams was going to get that game under his bounty. You know, he put a lot of money on it, put a lot of money on that, and I felt like Mike Munchak and Greg Williams were going to pull that out, but nope. That rookie sensation, DeAndre Hopkins and Arian Foster, and that somebody wants to give him the elite title of Matt Schaub. He was like great and bad all in one game. It was amazing.
That's how he is every week, isn't it? Unless someone steps on him, like that's what
that's
he does.
how it is. Yeah, that's right.
But if you're okay, because I watched this game and I thought it was over.
Brian, shut that damn thing off. Shut it off. Go on. I'm sorry.
I thought the game was over because I saw this guy, who I will refer to as Mr. Jackson, attempt to take a man's head off, which they flagged, and everybody's like, why would they flag that? And I'm sitting there like trying to explain it to people in my house who just don't care. Why you can't just launch your helmet at another human being's face when he's trying to catch the ball. And so they flagged him on that. They moved, we've got Tennessee marching down the field. He misses a tackle, scores a touchdown, bam. And then you have an interception return for a touchdown. Bam, Tennessee's up.
You're thinking game over. You're thinking
I'm thinking
it's over.
I'm thinking you're up by 8. There's like 4.5 minutes left in the game. That's the game.
You thought that Bain just lowered it down. He just lowered down a boom of Bainness.
Well, see, I spent a good 20 minutes trying to explain to people who really didn't care about the fine system in the NFL and how sometimes it's completely arbitrary and it doesn't matter. Like Clinton Portis in his socks. How he just, I'm going to wear these socks. These are the socks I wear. And then they're like, all right, well, that's going to be $5,000. And then it's going to be $8,000. And then it's going to be $12,000. And then it's going to be like $1 billion. And how I bet in about 5 years, when Clinton Portis doesn't have any money, he's going to wish that he wore those socks. And I bet Mr. Jackson is going to wish that he didn't try to kill a man today, because I'm pretty sure they're going to take at least $30,000 away from him this week. But that being said, I was saying that in a way thinking that this guy just cost the Texans the game, serves him right. And then those squirrely Texans came marching back. How did it happen, Josh?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's like, yes, DeAndre Hopkins did get this. He single-handedly, you remember that interception you were talking about? That was a route I think he blew, and Shaw, I don't know if Schaub or him were not on the same page, but that was a route that he had to, I don't know, there was a miscommunication, and then boom, go into overtime, you know what I'm saying? And then here comes DeAndre Hopkins to get a huge catch on the sideline. I thought he was going to dive for the pylon, didn't do that, and then they turn around and go right back to him and won the game. And that was amazing because all I've been hearing is good things from that kid.
Do you think that Hopkins may have had a hand in what happened to Andre Johnson today?
That poor Andre Johnson, beast.
A victim, that poor man.
A victim.
There were a lot of injuries today, and I was looking around the league. There's a lot of injuries. It's football. And hey, did you know? Not to harp on something, Josh. I know here at the visitor section we have been on the forefront of this. We've been very, very outspoken in the fact that there are no such things as people who are injury prone. No, sir.
No.
That's just freak occurrences. Everybody's got the same chances to get hurt. I couldn't help but read today that old Danny Amendola's hurt again.
I think I think when he was signed, they had
Hmm.
every intent to go ahead and make sure that he had at least 7 games, just 7, and then that's what they wrote their contract for, was just 7 games. That was it. And so far, this is all Gording. This is all Gording. This is all Commissioner Gordon.
It's
This is all going
Man Bear Pig.
according to plan.
Well, I can't help but think that Danny Amendola's body is held together with toothpicks, tinfoil, and chewing gum. There's
Yes.
at no point should this man be playing football anymore. He's dangerous to himself. Someone needs to sit him down and say, Danny, you're not wearing your helmet. You have to get back in that bubble. You need to get in the bubble. It's not safe for you out here.
Well, I mean, luckily they have they have just another retread in white wide receivers, and that would be Edelman, who me and you cannot stand. To just at no ounce do we stand that man. I swear. Do you remember when he had long hair? I think that's when it started, and then he got really cocky. Or maybe I'm thinking about some other white guy that had long hair. I don't know.
I don't
remember
know.
that?
I don't remember much about his hair. I've never liked his style of play.
Well, anyway, he's a real cocky jerk.
He is a jerk. Here in the visitor section, we're not afraid to call it as it is. He's a jerk.
Okay, wait. Maybe it's just his strive, his tenacity. Maybe that's just the way he is on the field. But every time I see after the play, he's always jabbing and talking and doing all that other stuff. I don't know. Maybe I just like my guys to be robots or something.
Yeah, I expect my wide receivers to go out there, catch the ball, not look to get punched in the face by the other team on every play. And I don't know. I mean, maybe he knows something we don't. He had like a billion catches for the Patriots because they had to throw it to somebody because no one else on that team was going to catch that ball that night. Tom Brady would have found a way to throw it to himself if he could have. It was good to watch him struggle. It was good to watch the Patriots struggle. It wasn't so good to watch Geno Smith throw 1,000 interceptions. But he is a rookie. I mean, I don't know what people expect. It's week 2 of that guy's career.
Yeah. Geno Smith's gonna play like Geno Smith is gonna play. I mean, he's a rookie, and he doesn't really understand all that encompasses of just throwing the ball away, or I don't know, running out of the pocket, or I don't know, avoiding the sack, or anything like that.
Yeah, throwing the ball would be a big thing.
An interesting thing to do, but that's just what's going to happen, and I accept it, and I move on from it. So, but that's just the way it's going to be, and there's probably worse things out there.
If you would talk about something for a second, that'd be great.
Talk about something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what?
I'm doing it.
Stop. Okay.
You can't stop me.
Okay.
Bam. Segue. It happened.
The segue was seamless, and what a game!
As always.
What a disaster for game delays. It started on a delay. I think each week is now delayed, as tonight's game was delayed, and this Tampa Bay Saints game was also delayed. And in a delayed moment, I'm really hating that. I'm sick of delays. I wish that the weather would come together and get that shit figured out. But as for the Saints, they went and
weather needs to get on the same.
They need to get on the same page and figure out that we're trying to watch football, and we don't need their bullshit.
Mm-mm.
No.
If you want to rain, you can rain in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You can rain in Viking City, Minnesota.
That's right.
You can even rain sometimes in Seattle. But that's it. That's
No,
all
you can't.
get.
You can't rain in Seattle because they just delayed the game.
Why don't they close it? No,
I
they
thought
can't.
they had a close. I thought they had an open close, but
How do you delay a game
I
in
don't know.
football? If there's lightning hitting the field, like literally like coming down and shooting past players, then fine. I don't know. Go ahead. Let's take 5 minutes. But really, why are we delaying these games? Like, it's football, right? Like, we play in the rain, we play in the snow, we play in the mud, we play when it's 150 degrees outside.
Well, see, really what it is lightning. Lightning is just very bad for humans. I mean, we are just not very good insulators, and when lightning goes through our bodies, Mike, we kind of cook. We cook like a hot dog in a microwave, if you will.
No,
And our bodies start to split open, and very bad things happen.
now you're an electrician
No,
by
I
trade.
am not an electrician.
You have put people in microwaves by trade. And
Yes, I have put people in microwaves, but not because I was an electrician.
would you say that they are wearing rubber shoes?
No. There could be some sort of metal in the cleats, like the stud part.
Mm.
Especially Jimmy Graham's, because that dude went off today. Lightning hit him, and the dude went off today. Had a great game. There was one of those. There was one of those calls. One of those. The referee, Drew Brees is standing in the pocket. He's scanning. He's scanning. Boom! Gets earhole shot by Claiborne. I don't necessarily think that was a penalty. He kind of really got him, right in the jaw area. It wasn't really helmet. I just don't. That's just seemed normal to me, but they chucked it up for 15. I said this before, and I'll probably say it right now. Concussions will not kill the NFL or football. It's human error will. And nothing drives somebody more insane than watching a ref have that penalty be decide. It's just a very what's the word I'm looking for, Mike? It's just a very it's up to the ref whether they want to throw that flag or not. It is so subjective to make that call. I don't know where they're coming up with these calls. And it was in college, and we'll get to the college games pretty soon. But I've seen it a lot this weekend, and some I'm like, well, if you're going to call that, you got to call this. It's just hard to pick, which ones you want and which ones you don't want as to be a personal foul and a helmet-to-helmet. And, in college game, you get ejected. And then we got to have replay to say whether you get ejected or not.
Yeah, let's talk about that since we hit it. I watched some college ball this weekend like I always do. I picked up a little bit of the A&M Alabama game, and you're right. The guy, it looked like a clean tackle. It looked like he got him with the shoulder.
The guy was going for the interception. He put his hands on his shoulder, and it just looked bad because it was an aerial move by the wide receiver for no damn reason. There was no reason for him to be in the air like he was, but he bounced off like a ping pong ball, and it just looked bad. And
it didn't look as bad as you would expect. I mean, for them to be like, sorry, son, you have to go sit down. You're not allowed to play anymore today. Yeah. Like, I expect someone to, try to hurt someone for a penalty like that.
A guy named, I don't know, Merriweather, who plays for Washington Redskins, who just destroyed Eddie Lacy today on the field with his head. And I felt like that loosened up his dome, because then he goes and tries to tackle the biggest head I think I've ever seen, Starks. And he tries to hit him directly head-to-head, and Starks was like, don't you know I'm the biggest head in the NFL? You lose, Merriweather, you lose.
And Brandon Merriweather's head popped.
Yeah, his head went all over, and they're like, oh, God, get him off the field. So he goes off the field.
Gross.
And I just felt like he's definitely going to be fined at least twice. Those were 2 headshots in one game. He took Eddie Lacy out, and he took himself out. As for James Starks, he's still feeding his own head. I mean, the guy was like the first backer to smash over 100 yards, and I think he's leading the NFL. I think running backs are a dying breed, Mike. There's no longer any running back. There's like a few. They are becoming extinct. We need to put a national warning service to all NFL teams. we have to preserve these running backs. They should not be hunted anymore. They should not be allowed to be killed anymore.
There used to be literally hundreds of them running free in the NFL.
They were just galloping around, making nice, little juke plays. Stopping to take a drink of the water, the fresh water.
Yep.
And then boom! Oh my God! An explosion, an epidemic. They want their ivory, Mike, and that's what it is. They want the ivory off the face masks. That's what's happening to running backs, to NFL running backs. They are dying. Adrian Peterson, somehow he got 100 yards today. I don't know. His days are numbered. It's like, let me tell a story about this deer, Mike. There was a deer, and it was a family deer, okay? And he wandered in. Just listen. He wandered in from the wilderness, and he was a baby deer, and his family abandoned him, and we took care of him, and he was just roaming around the house, and just doing his thing, and then he would always follow me to school. And the school adopted him, and we put him in the play. We put him in the school play. He was in a Christmas play. We put the red nose. It was cute. It was Rudolph, and this deer was just a part of our family. And my dad kept saying, "This is not natural. This is not right. We should just send him back into the wild." And eventually, my dad had his way, and so he puts him in the wild. And then I swear, everybody in the town loved this deer, and this guy, this malicious guy, shot and killed the deer and then put it on its hood and then drove it to the middle of town to display to everybody what he had done.
Would you say that has
I don't know what that has to do with running backs, but it has something to do with NFL running backs.
I think it has a striking resemblance to the New York Giants Denver Broncos game.
Exactly. That is the best segue to make it.
Segue.
Yes. We didn't really. They did not win.
Now, wait a minute.
They did not win.
Now, explain to me how the Giants didn't win this game.
Let me put it to you like this. Mm-hmm. The lack of NFL running backs. They have none. Brandon Jacobs came in. And if Brandon Jacobs is your leading rusher, I don't know what to tell you. He scored a touchdown. Brandon Jacobs.
I better sign him to my fantasy team because again the handcuff of T. Richardson and D. Richardson, not a very good handcuff. Really not a strong running back tandem. I coupled that with Ryan Matthews. You might have heard him. I think I got like 13 points today.
I told you, it's not like you're the only one that's suffering at the tailback position.
Well, that's the
Everybody
thing.
is. Everybody is.
If you watched any preseason games and you took any bit of knowledge away from them, like you should, preseason is the end-all, be-all of all football knowledge.
Yeah, that's it.
David Wilson was supposed to explode this season. Where is he? Is he home?
David Wilson was supposed to be another... one of those baby deers supposed to be running around, enjoying his NFL life, but it's being cut down short for just 69 cents a day, Mike. You
could feed
take
David
care
Wilson.
of an NFL running back.
Well, explain to me again if or if not Eli Manning is actually elite.
Oh, we got to have this conversation.
Can we at least agree that Eli Manning is never going to be as good as Peyton Manning? And every time that CBS or NBC or Phil Simms tries to convince me otherwise, they can eat my dick because it's a lie. It's just a lie.
Gobble up Mike's cock, because that's going to happen.
It's going to happen because Eli's no good.
All right. No. Statistically speaking, I don't think Eli's very good. But where he is good, the fourth quarter, and then I don't know if that's a real stat. But we can go back and forth of stats and whatnot because, people's bang on Peyton is he chokes in the big games. He doesn't win the big game, but his brother does. And but he's got all the regular season wins. He's got all the statistics you could think of. And just when you look at just comparing quarterbacks, that's where Peyton gets the check mark. It's not necessarily Super Bowls, and because that's a team. That's a team. You know, winning Super Bowls is a team thing, not necessarily the quarterback only. It wasn't Joe Flacco alone. It wasn't Eli alone. It had to take David Tyree's catch off his helmet. It had to take, a lot of things go into play. It had to take Wes Welker's drops. It had to take Mario Manningham's catch.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to, though.
Okay.
Because
so to answer your question, no.
You just blew my mind. Because I think we talked a little bit about this before. I have this urge to put two quarterbacks on the field at the same time. Just imagine, if you can, for a moment, Tony Romo, Timothy Richard Tebow, same backfield, same time. No. Wait for this. So, would you say that the perfect quarterback tandem would be Peyton Manning for the first 3 quarters and then Eli in the fourth? Do you think we can make this work?
That would work. If only they put it together. They've combined together. They're
the same person.
They're like if they decided to play for the same team. Maybe when they're both. It would have to be for Peyton like really soon, because I don't know. I mean, he's doing a John Elway thing, and I appreciate that. So, and the Denver Broncos. Nice transition.
Quiet.
Yeah, they won. They got it all, and they're winning without the dumbest man alive.
Phil Simms?
If you don't know, not Phil Simms. I'm sorry, Mike. No, it is their linebacker, Von Miller, is practically the dumbest person, I think. He's got a warrant out for his arrest again. He's already missing, 6 games for not a positive test. I don't know what the hell, but they're winning without him. Not that they really need him, obviously. So
Brian's trying to get into the studio again.
He's just trying to get in, huh?
He's just trying to get in.
Do you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that is we changed out his his badge. His little badge hangs, and we changed it out. He doesn't know that it doesn't open anything.
Go away. I love you, Brian, but you have to go away.
What the hell? Classic Brian. Classic Brian. Oh, yeah. The show is going off the rails.
You talk about something for a second.
Okay, so while Mike gets that figured out, I guess I'll have my time alone with you. And I guess so I can do this. I've done this many times where we take a time out from the visitor section. You get a little too intimate with me, and I have to back you off a little bit because there's no reason for you to be here this close other than the fact that I have allowed you to. And the one thing I want to say is that is the game being pussified? There's a lot of topic about that, and I want to say yes, the game is being pussified. But only because Michael has pussified the game. No, my apologies. No, for real. All
right. Let's just try this.
I was trying to get intimate with the people and tell them that the game is pussified.
Yeah, it is. It has been.
I mean, it just feels like anytime somebody gets a real tough shot, here comes the flag. And like, look, this is a violent game. This game is what it is. Mm-hmm. So accept it for what it is, or please move on. I mean, if it's not for you, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
I don't like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, I don't like Johnny Manziel either.
Do I have to watch him?
Apparently we have to, because that's going to be the talk of the town. That man somehow, his statistics won the game, Mike. His statistics alone, they said nobody could put up 42 on Alabama. Nobody. And nobody can do anything other than it's just Johnny Manziel. It's not NCAA anymore. It's just Johnny Manziel. That's it.
I think that I saw what you said on Twitter, that it wasn't all Johnny Manziel. But when he threw that 95-yard pass to himself, I couldn't help but clap. And I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I think he's terrible.
He did not throw that to himself. That was a man. That's a big man. That guy's a freak. 6'5". Probably 300 pounds. Mike Evans. He should be. Texas A&M should be thanking that he was around that day. Otherwise, they would have been really embarrassed. Because yes, their defense played like shit, but they also had that goal line stop and caused the fumble to get him back in the game. But hey, if they had a better defense, right, Mike? If they had a better defense.
They hadn't been playing Alabama.
Yeah. What about A.J. McCarron? This guy goes in, throws 20 for 29, over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not a damn peep from anybody of anything about his play or going on the road to win that game in College Station. Still hard to do. Exactly. I think little E. I think little E, who has graced herself on the show, put it best. With that little tears, those sad tears of I don't want to go to sleep, and that's kind of like Johnny Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
It's 10 o'clock, and that is about an hour and a half after Johnny Manziel's birthday. After his
birthday, we're all jacked up.
Yeah, we're jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
It was a game. I'm glad it's over because I got sick of hearing about it. I got sick of hearing about Johnny Cam. I got sick of hearing about how Alabama was going to kill him. I don't know if Alabama really did kill him or not.
They were up like, 23 touchdowns, 3 scores.
Yeah, but you know what? It's Alabama.
That last touchdown's junk. Was that not a junk touchdown? Covers the backdoor spread killer. No.
Johnny Manziel
melting.
Threw that pass to himself. Yeah.
No, the other one where he threw it to split in there. It's just basically fucked up the spread, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think that Johnny Manziel has proved himself again and again that he hates everybody who's not named Johnny Manziel, and it's gonna be a long, hard life for Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of hope for him because
what is there to hope for? Maybe that he turns his life around.
I mean, you got guys like Peter King saying, we're going to be watching Manziel for Sundays to come, and I'm just like, what are you smoking, Pete?
Unless he decides to stay in school and then they move all of A&M's games to Sunday, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, if you look at people and how many people went apeshit over the Eagles offense this past week. I mean, people are like, "Oh my God, I've never seen this ever. This has never happened. It'll never happen, and it's happening in front of us. The world is evolving. The world has now sucked open a hole, and Michael Vick and this offense with Chip Kelly rose out of it, and they've saved it all, and just all the stuff. And then here comes the Chargers, and they won today. The Chargers beat the Eagles. Even though Mike Vick and that offense did play tremendous, I will say that.
They did play well. They didn't win the game. There's always next time. Chip Kelly probably wasn't happy. And
they obviously allowed way too much time on the clock.
Well, that's the problem when you score every 15 seconds. But back to Johnny Manziel just for a second. I think that one of the biggest problems I have with Johnny Manziel is that shit isn't going to work in the pros. Like, it's not going to work. Like, you can't spin off 19 dudes, just chuck it over your shoulder, sidearm, and it goes, okay, he threw the ball 45 yards, but it went a grand total of like 12. There's literally going to be 8 players on defense. They're going to come, and they're going to take turns intercepting that ball and passing it back and forth and laughing at Johnny Manziel. That's not going to happen.
To go back to what I was saying was, a GM you look at the Eagles GM, and there was like, we just want to grab somebody new. We all knew that, the offensive coordinators or the old head coaches that have been around here and there, blah blah blah. They've already seen those things, and they're just like, we didn't want to do it. That's why they went with Chip Kelly. And so they think, well, what if we grab a guy like Manzier and then Kevin Sumlin? What if we just grab Kevin Sumlin as a head coach, and he can install this type offense, and take a little sham crew and try to be competitive in the NFL. They could do that, and I guess with Johnny Manziel, I don't really think so. It could, because you have what you just said. The guy scrambled around, did an Eli Manning, then threw it over his back left shoulder, and then bam, he caught it. And I'm like, I am shocked that Alabama. What were they doing on that play? The secondary was. Obviously, Alabama is missing there's a star cornerback. There's no Drake Patrick, D. Milliner. There's just nobody there to step in. And that's to be expected, right? I mean, we can't just keep replenishing like they do on their offensive line. Jesus. That offensive line is ridiculous. I think they had all 5 pro guys last year on their, like, everyone is going to be a pro or is a pro.
Do you think that they can actually win this third championship?
They're gonna. I mean, I think the only thing in their way right now is LSU. That's it. They've got the West locked up. That's it. Once the LSU and to give LSU credit, they've got just as good a shot as A&M did. So, but Alabama has them at home. So we'll see how that goes in Tuscaloosa.
Do you think if Georgia could go back in time and win that game and then win the next 3 games, that they would be set pretty good to make a run at the national championship? For people who said that, have fun with that. I'll tell you who's making a run. I'll tell you who's making a run, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
The Idaho Vandals.
Did they win their game?
Did you see that game? Oh my God, it was crazy.
I barely got to see some of it because I was busy watching other games. But did they win that game? Did the Vandals win?
The Vandals were up 28 to 21 at halftime. At some point in the game, they were up by almost 2 touchdowns.
Over who?
NIU.
Mm-hmm. Really? What?
I went to a BCS game last year. NIU, Northern Illinois, the place that said I couldn't play football for them. It's my blood feud. I don't like those guys. The Red Wolves, the Huskies, whatever they are.
Did you win?
No,
the Vandals didn't win.
It didn't win. It was close though. It was 35 to 45. The Vandals were in it. I'm saying it was 35 to 45 because that's when I turned it off. It could have ended up a completely different score. They may have actually won that game.
But the Vandals were up.
The Vandals were up. They were up. They were scoring. They looked like a good team. And then halftime happened, and the coaches made them run stairs, and they got tired, and then they had some Cheetos. They drank like 1 beer, and then when you drink 1 beer, you just get exhausted. They should have kept drinking, but they didn't, and they just went to sleep. They just went to sleep in the second half. It happens. But if you are a Vandals fan, if you are one of the 6 to 7 people, then you will know that the first game was terrible. We tried to kill ourselves, all of us, the collective fans. There used to be more because there were people who succeeded. And then there was week 2 when we played Wyoming, and we got about a quarter. I got a quarter out of that game. Mm-hmm. And then this week we got half a game. So I'm thinking if you keep doing this math, initially I had us starting to look like a football team around week 9. But I'm saying maybe week 6 or 7, pull out a surprise win.
That is the saddest tale I think I've ever heard. Mike, why do you do this to yourself?
You know what? It didn't bother me. I had a good time with the game.
Why do you guys do this to yourselves?
What's there to do? I mean, it's my team, man.
You guys love abuse.
It's not that I love abuse.
I feel like I'm in the same when we do this Jets shit. I feel like, how much more can I take?
I throw it on the ground.
I snake it, everybody. Okay, this is a straight PG show with an
Right.
R verbal rating, Michael.
Did you see a titty?
Titties.
So yeah, but it's not the same as the Jets.
It is almost exactly the same.
Someone at work asked me, what would it take for me to be happy with a Vandal season? How many wins would it take?
4.
My initial answer was 5. Because
You are way too high on that.
Yeah, I am. I mean, a perfect season would be like 6-6 in a bowl game, even if it's the Potato Bowl. Fine, whatever. But then I thought about it, and I would settle for 1 win. I will take 1 win against Boise State, one in which they I don't know, all their players hurt themselves, and they're unable to play in a national championship. Luckily, they've already lost a game this year. They're not on the schedule. Maybe there's next year. Maybe that's something to shoot for next year. I think this year I would settle for 4 wins if one of those wins was against Washington State in, a week and a week.
That's real depressing, Mike.
But as a Jets fan, right now I don't expect anything of them. They have a rookie quarterback. They have no offense. Defense looks good. They're staying close in games. They haven't been blown out. I mean, they played the Patriots. I
tell you what, our weakness was the front seven for the longest time, and then it became the strength. Now it's the strength, I believe.
Yeah,
Sadly,
I think
it's now the back half that's really questionable.
Yeah, I would probably say it's the front 11 on the offensive side of the ball.
It definitely on the offense, it's all 11 people.
Unless Mangold can put it together and start scoring touchdowns, everyone else on that team kind of sucks. And that's fine.
I don't understand why we had to sign the guy who went 0-16 with the Lions as our offensive coordinator, Marty Mortywig. I just sometimes when he should have ran it, at the end of the game, look, field goals win this game. You run the ball, and you build up your rookie. Don't just hang him out there to put it all on him. Run the damn ball. You had Chris Ivory, for 52. Khalil Powell's getting Khalil Powell numbers. At least he scored. But no. 12-yard routes. Let's just do it that way. Let's really make it hard on them. Make them earn it.
Yeah.
Earn it.
We're just going to have everybody go deep, and we're not going to block for you. How does that sound? You think you can win a game?
Yeah,
no,
and then there was the fight at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. We always go back to this. We always go back to the Jets. But
you can't help it. It's America's team, first of all.
That is a sad. Yeah, maybe at this point in America, yeah. At this time, it might be America's team. You got a great point.
I think we should end on that.
No, I don't think we should end on that.
I think I have to end on that.
You have to end?
I think I got a visual message on my phone.
Oh.
It said that there was
the world isn't ending.
There was a little girl just running around the studio. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's about that time anyway,
Not really.
Yeah,
but okay.
We've been on air an hour-ish.
All right, guys. If you guys want to check us out, where do they go, Mike? Where the fuck do they find us anymore?
I don't know. You've got to show me. No, don't go to Blog Talk Radio, but you can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on iTunes. Follow us on the YouTube, and you may see us in the theater coming soon.
Cause I'm Batman.
Yeah, play us out. We don't have.
I don't even have
anymore,
music anymore, so. That was a nice try of outro music.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.